I figured out that in terms of arable land, in other words, land that could be productive and, a decent land, with trees, some water, there's somewhere between 2 and 5 acres of land for everybody on the earth. Everybody actually has a right, basically, has a right to their own land. And depending, on your nature and your level and whatever, you can do all sorts of things to that land. But you can basically have a lot of fun there. I mean, 2 acres, my God, we had lots of fun on a third of an acre. I had a cow and 2 horses and ducks and chickens, and we had some turkey and pony and, various times, milking cow, and plenty of room for the 5 kids, and, big rooms. They don't need big rooms. But, everybody had good shelter, plenty of food. Third of an acre, out in the desert. But, there was water and irrigation, there was water and electricity there, so yeah, everybody could. And then, the next thing that happened, so you don't have your land, and, you haven't, as mankind, you've never redressed this thing. You've never said, no, everybody gets their own piece of land. That's obvious, that's clear. There's no question about that. Everybody should be a level playing field. Everybody should have their chance to have a good life. So, that has to be corrected. One way or another, eventually, somehow, it will be. Because I'm going to go there, but the thing is, in the end, that's the way things work. If it's a mistake, it has to be corrected. Period. The other thing that happens is that you get something with money. Paper, a piece of paper to say, I owe you this for that, I have that value over there, I have some gold over there, and it's for a piece of lumber. I'm a carpenter, so I like lumber. There's a piece of lumber over there, and I'll give you a piece of paper, it's worth one piece of lumber. That whole thing hasn't worked out, because people have used it and worked it and fixed it up so that the advantage goes to those that are involved in that system, and not other people. And that system then becomes a world of its own, which has no regard for human life, none whatsoever. You might think that's a bit strong, but a lot of us, many people have already seen this, and a lot of people are seeing this now, that that's the way it is. Money is its own way, and people have largely become absorbed to some extent in that world. So that's not working out for us. And I don't know. Those are old issues, see, because we have a kind of a conundrum here, because Sun and I could possibly hook up with some community whose values we did not totally support, but who were in the same boat or a similar boat and had managed to survive, had some community somewhere and build something with human permanence and stuff. Or, try to keep our independence, where we feel that we'll probably stick with, we'll try to walk, that'll be our whole thing. We'll try to walk with God every step of the way and have faith. God, when you have the gift, you automatically, after a while, after a couple of years, you start to develop, and doubts get cleaned up, doubting all the time. You just have faith. We're going to stick with that. That's going to be the way I'm going to go. In the face of poverty, madness, and death. I'm not going to give in to those things. It would be, the destruction of my whole, everything that's led me to this point, and I won't knowingly, will try to make every effort to affirm that. But anyway, there it is. That's the situation. We are yet one more of that group that has come to the end of some roads, I'm sure, and will now either survive and find alternatives or not. And not is a real possibility. I don't think I can, really. I'll be happy to make efforts, but I don't think my nerves and my system, if I get support from the Almighty, sure, but I mean, it's hard to see how at my age I can really pair it off. One day I'll just have a heart attack, or, get to be too much, or something. God will pull me out of it. I'm not sure. I have karma too, and there are things that need to be redressed, and so perhaps I'll go down a long road. And there was some guy, some musician. He was they loved his music in the old country in Eastern Europe, and wasn't that old, and got to be 40 or something, maybe even younger, and he got kind of ill with something, and went off. Went somewhere and just went through a terrible amount of suffering and agony and one thing and another, and then he died. And before that he was doing good, and I'm open to that possibility. I don't know what karma I have to take care of, or what's really good for my soul. What's good for the soul. That's the important thing. Why? Because when you get back on the other side, you want to have grown, and you want to have developed, and you had an easy time here, but then you didn't grow very much, or you still have a lot more to take care of. And you want to try to be successful in terms of being the soul. You want to go on to a happier, more productive, more fruitful life. All right, so there we are, and that's that. As I say, I just want to put a kind of a face on this. Yeah, okay, bye-bye.